Okay, welcome everyone. If you're listening, chances are you've maybe been down that road, the crash diet cycle,
Oh, yeah.
where you cut everything back, feel awful, the cravings hit like a truck, and it doesn't stick.
It's incredibly common and frustrating
Mm,
because, well, the usual advice often misses a key piece.
right. So today we're doing a deep dive into a source that talks about a different approach. It centers on a product called Sumatra Slim Belly Tonic.
And just to be clear, our goal isn't to say buy this or don't buy this.
No, not at all. We're here to unpack the claims, the mechanisms described in the source material.
Exactly. The source argues that sustainable fat loss isn't about starving yourself. It's about fixing your body's natural fat-burning processes. Metabolic activation, they call it.
Fixing the engine, not just cutting the fuel.
That's a good way to put it. The core promise is basically reigniting your metabolism so you can manage weight without that constant battle against hunger.
Which sounds appealing, obviously. So let's start where the source does challenging the old standard. Calories in, calories out, CICO.
Ah, yes, the classic equation.
The source basically says that's way too simple, right? It treats the body like some kind of basic calculator.
Yeah, and the fundamental flaw they point out is that the body adapts. It's a dynamic system, not a spreadsheet.
So when you drastically cut calories, what actually happens according to this source? It's not just straightforward fat burning.
No, not at all. The body apparently perceives a sudden, sharp drop in calories as a threat, like a famine is coming,
Okay, so it panics.
pretty much.
Hmm.
And its response is to slow everything down. It reduces the basal metabolic rate, how many calories you burn just existing. It's trying to conserve energy.
That's the survival mode people
And
talk about.
Exactly. It becomes really efficient at holding on to stored fat because, well, fat is the best energy reserve it has for a potential crisis.
Which explains perfectly why people hit those plateaus, doesn't it? You cut calories, lose a bit, then bam, nothing. Your body's adjusted downwards.
Right. And then you have to cut even more calories to see any movement, which just makes the problem worse.
And that leads to all the stuff the source lists as common diet failures.
Yeah, like stalled progress, feeling wiped out all the time, uh, mood swings.
Losing muscle instead of fat, which is the opposite of what you want.
Absolutely. And then the dreaded rebound effect when you try to eat normally again. Your metabolism is sluggish, so those calories get stored super easily.
Often leading to gaining back even more weight. Ugh. So the source says forget deeper restriction. The key is
Metabolic activation, getting the system running efficiently again.
not fighting the body, but supporting it.
That's the shift in perspective, working with its natural processes.
Okay, now this takes us to the, let's call it the origin story part of the source.
Right, the Sumatra connection.
It talks about an ancient herbal recipe from Sumatra, Indonesia, claiming obesity is rare there. We should probably take that with a grain of salt.
It definitely adds a layer of mystique, doesn't it? But setting aside the marketing angle,
Yeah, let's focus on the ingredients themselves. The claim is that the power lies in specific metabolism-supporting nutrients from local plants.
right. The idea is these compounds work together synergistically to help the body use food for energy better and maybe calm down those hormones that scream store fat.
Okay, let's break down that ingredient list. What are the key players mentioned in the source, and what are they supposed to do?
So first up, they often highlight Garcinia cambogia. It's a tropical fruit extract.
Heard of that one. What's its supposed role here?
Two main things, according to the source: blocking an enzyme called citrate lyase, which is involved in making fat,
Okay, so interfering with fat production.
and also suppressing appetite, which is a big one for many people.
How does it do that? Is it just making you feel full?
The source suggests it works by potentially increasing serotonin levels in the brain.
Ah, the feel-good hormone.
Exactly. Higher serotonin can help regulate mood and, importantly, reduce that emotional stress-driven eating. Tackles the cravings.
Interesting. Addresses the psychological part, not just the physical. Okay, what's next? Green tea extract. That one feels more familiar in the energy context.
Right, green tea extract is in there for the metabolic rate. It's packed with catechins, especially EGCG.
And those are known to?
Stimulate thermogenesis.
Hmm.
That's the body producing heat, essentially burning more calories. The claim is it boosts your overall energy expenditure, even when you're just sitting around.
Burning more calories at rest. That's kind of the holy grail, isn't it?
That's the promise. Now, things get maybe a little more surprising. The source also talks about common spices, turmeric, and cinnamon bark.
Like from the kitchen cupboard, why are they listed in a fat-burning context?
This is actually a key part of the source's argument about systemic health. Both are highlighted as potent anti-inflammatory agents.
Okay, inflammation.
Mhm.
How does that connect to metabolism?
Well, there's growing understanding that chronic low-level inflammation can really mess with metabolic signals. It's like
Mm.
static on the line between hormones and cells.
So reducing inflammation helps clear up communication,
Yeah.
allows the fat-burning signals to get through properly.
That seems to be the idea. Plus, better digestion, less bloating. And cinnamon, specifically, is well known for helping stabilize blood sugar levels.
Right. And stable blood sugar means fewer of those sudden, intense hunger pangs and energy crashes.
Exactly. It prevents the roller coaster that often leads to grabbing sugary snacks. It smooths things out.
So it's less about directly torching fat and more about creating the right internal environment for fat burning to happen naturally.
Precisely. Supporting the system.
Yeah.
And then there's one more key ingredient mentioned. Black pepper extract, often listed as bioperine.
Black pepper, what's that doing in there?
This one's like the amplifier, according to the source. Black pepper extract, specifically the piperine in it, dramatically increases the bioavailability of other nutrients.
Bioavailability, meaning how much your body can actually absorb and use.
Yes, things like curcumin and turmeric aren't absorbed very well on their own. Bioperine helps ensure that your body can actually utilize these other active compounds effectively.
So it makes the whole blend work better. It enhances the synergy they talk about.
That's the claim, making sure you get the full potential benefit from the other ingredients.
Okay, so we have this blend of ingredients aimed at appetite, fat production, metabolism rate, inflammation, blood sugar, and absorption. How does the source say this all comes together? It outlines 3 phases of activation,
Yeah, it describes a sequence for how these effects supposedly build on each other. Phase 1 is the immediate hit, reignite metabolism.
which brings us back to thermogenesis. Can you explain that again, simply?
Sure. Think of your metabolism like a furnace. Dieting often turns the thermostat way down. Thermogenesis is turning it back up.
Making the body generate more heat.
Yes, by burning stored fat for fuel. So the claim is the tonic helps kickstart this process, targeting that stubborn fat, especially around the belly, even if you're not exercising intensely.
Okay, so phase 1 is turning up the heat, burning existing fat stores. What's phase 2?
Phase 2 is maybe even more crucial for long-term results. Balance hormones.
Hormones are huge in weight management. Which ones does the source focus on?
It specifically calls out 3 big ones: insulin, leptin, and cortisol.
Right, the insulin for blood sugar, leptin for satiety, feeling full, and cortisol, the stress hormone. They're all connected, aren't they?
Absolutely interconnected. When cortisol is high from stress, it basically tells your body to store fat, especially abdominal fat, as an emergency reserve.
The body thinks it's in danger.
Exactly. And if insulin is out of whack from poor diet, or your brain isn't listening to leptin's "I'm full" signals, that's leptin resistance, you stay stuck in fat storage mode and feel hungry all the time.
So phase 2 is about breaking that cycle. By balancing these hormones, the tonic supposedly tells the body, hey, it's safe, you don't need to hoard fat anymore.
That's the essence of it. Regulating those signals shifts the body's priority from storing fat to using the fat it already has, leading to a more sustained fat loss over time.
Okay, makes sense. And then phase 3, this is about making it last, right? Avoiding the crash.
Yes, phase 3 is called continuous fat burning. The source emphasizes this isn't like a stimulant-based diet pill that gives you a short burst and then drops you.
No jitters and crash.
Hopefully not, since they claim it's stimulant-free. The idea is to help maintain a healthy, slightly elevated metabolic rate consistently, establishing a new normal for your metabolism.
So it's about gradual, sustainable progress rather than a quick, temporary fix.
That's the goal described, supporting the system long-term.
This leads to what the source calls metabolic freedom. If your metabolism is working better and hormones are balanced, how does that actually feel day to day for someone?
Well, the main thing reported, according to the source, is that the constant struggle kind of eases off.
How so?
Because blood sugar is more stable, those overwhelming cravings, especially for sugar and carbs, tend to diminish significantly. You naturally start to feel satisfied with less food.
So you eat less, but not because you're white-knuckling it with willpower.
Exactly. It's described as appetite normalization, stemming from better internal balance, not just restriction. That's a huge difference in experience.
I can imagine. What other results do users claim in the source material?
Besides feeling more satisfied and having more stable energy levels, better sleep is mentioned quite often.
Sleep. How does that connect?
Well, when your blood sugar isn't swinging wildly and cortisol isn't spiking at night, your sleep quality can improve dramatically. And we know good sleep is vital for hormone regulation and weight management itself.
It's a positive feedback loop, then.
Seems like it. And of course, they claim noticeable fat loss, particularly around the midsection, hips, and thighs, often within weeks.
Okay. And for people considering something like this, the source does address quality and safety, right?
Yes, it makes several claims on that front. Non-GMO ingredients, stimulant-free, which is important for avoiding those jittery feelings and energy crashes.
Vegan friendly, too.
Vegan friendly, yes.
Yeah.
And manufactured in facilities that are FDA registered and follow good manufacturing practices, GMP, trying to signal adherence to quality standards.
And what about actually using it? What's the recommendation? Just drink it and wait.
The suggested usage is pretty simple. Take it once a day, usually before breakfast. But, and this is important, the source stresses that it's meant to complement, not replace, healthy habits.
So still need a reasonably balanced diet.
Yes, balanced diet, staying hydrated, and incorporating some light activity like walking or yoga. These things work with a tonic to enhance fat oxidation, apparently, is presented as part of a holistic approach.
Right, not a magic potion on its own. It supports the overall effort.
That seems to be the positioning.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. We started talking about the failure of old-school restrictive dieting for many people. Looking at this source material on the Sumatra Slim Belly Tonic, what's the core message, the big takeaway about how it claims to work?
I think the central theme is that real lasting change starts inside with your metabolism. If you're constantly fighting your body's survival instincts, you're unlikely to win long term.
So it's less about eat less and more about burn better.
Exactly. The focus shifts from deprivation, agonizing over every calorie, to metabolic efficiency, helping your body process fuel effectively and tap into its fat stores naturally.
It's definitely a different way of thinking about weight management, shifting from external restriction to internal optimization.
It is. And it leads to a pretty interesting thought to leave people with.
Go on.
If the main goal truly shifts from meticulously counting energy in to maximizing energy out through things like thermogenesis and hormonal balance, what does that really imply for the future of wellness? How might our focus change if we prioritize optimizing these internal bodily mechanisms over simply imposing external limits?
Something to chew on, definitely. If the focus moves from the math of calories to the chemistry of the body, interesting implications.
Indeed. Food for thought.